Hey friends, Ashore with Gents, and I've got kind of a different video for you guys here today. Today I'm going to be checking out the new Amouage Renaissance collection, which launches on the 15th of this month. They're actually sitting right back here, so it's not the full bottle or anything, but it is the fragrances, and that's what's most important. Amouage reached out to me and they said, hey, we've got some things cooking for September. Would you like to check them out? Of course I knew what that was, so I said, yeah, sure, why not? And then they sent me these. So these were sent to me by Amouage, but I'm going to let you guys know exactly what I think about them for better or for worse. And these are the fragrances: Ashore, Crimson Rocks, Meander, and Enclave. So in this video, I'm going to spray these on and give you guys kind of my quick first impression. So let's jump into this. So 2 of these are for men, 2 of these are for women, and I'll let you know that as I work through them, which ones are which, in case you don't know already. And also want to comment on these little travel atomizers. They're actually really cool. Yeah, check those out. They have the little Amouage symbol there at the top. Cool. First up is Ashore. I'm gonna go ahead and spray this on. And just to let you guys know, I have not gone and sought out the notes and things for these. I know that there is a press website for these fragrances, but I haven't accessed that. I haven't looked at that. So I don't have a full note breakdown or anything like that to give you guys just, again, first impressions. They did provide, though, this little sheet of paper that has, I guess, some of the feelings that they're trying to get these fragrances to put across. So for Enclave, it says, the seas that sleep, meander, the streams that stand, crimson rocks, the mountains steep, ashore, the singing sand. So Ashore, this is a fragrance for the ladies out there, and it smells really nice. Very much a white floral forward fragrance, good amount of jasmine coming out of here. Wouldn't surprise me if there are other white florals in here as well, things like neroli or orange blossom. Very much a clean summertime sort of fragrance, spring or summer. The sort of fragrance that might remind you of a beach, so the name certainly makes sense. The quality here is very good. Even though this is a woman's fragrance or going to be marketed toward women, I think men could pull this off as well, because it again is mainly, at least here in the opening, white floral forward, and there are countless men's fragrances or unisex fragrances or even women's fragrances that are white floral forward that are easily worn by men. I mean, if you're looking for a hyper masculine fragrance, obviously this isn't it, but outside of that, really nice. Very versatile summertime kind of fragrance. Next up, we're gonna do Enclave. Let me get that turned around. The seas that sleep. Let's go ahead and spray this one on. And Enclave is one of the new men's releases. My first reaction when I very first smelled it was that it was very much a modern men's kind of fragrance, in the sense of just being a really versatile kind of scent, a versatile, people-pleasing men's kind of fragrance. After just a few seconds though, it started to settle down and the mint note has risen to the top. Really nice mint. It's not a mint in the sense of like a Versace Eros or anything like that, which is a good thing. You wouldn't really want that coming from an Amouage. And what I mean by that is it's not a, bee almost flew in my face. It's not a hyper sweetened mint. There's a slight mentholation to it, but not too heavy for me. A little bit of spice in here as well, slightly sweet spice. Here in the opening, the thing I'm picking up most is that mint, and I apologize for those cicadas. They want to be in this video. There's a little tiny touch of some dustiness in there, like a tiny little bit of some powder, and what smells like some woods in the base. Not too heavy, more spring, fall time kind of fragrance. So it's mint forward without being a super summery mint. You could pull this off in the summer, but for me it'd be more spring and fall. And so for me, the main things I'm getting are that mint, tiny touch of mentholation, not too sweet, not too brisk, but very nice, kind of like the leaf itself maybe. A little bit of sweet spices, touch of powder / dust, and then some woods. Really nice, I like it. That being said, Enclave does not smell like the type of Amouage fragrance that's really heavily Middle Eastern inspired, for better or for worse. This one to me is leaning more in that modern direction, like a modern, versatile type of fragrance. where they're trying to get a lot of wearability out of the scent. That's how it comes across. Next we have Meander. So this one is the streams that stand. I really like that. That's good. Fairly unique. Orris, iris in here, but it's not too powdery. It's hard for me to describe it. It's not that it's subtle necessarily, but it's not a heavy-handed iris slash orris. Not really makeup-y, lipsticky, powdery, not soapy. Maybe a touch earthy, but it's not really an earthy fragrance at all. Hard to describe here right off the bat. I'm gonna spray it again. I love the opening of that. I love the opening of that. It's not gonna be for everybody though. Yeah, some people are not gonna dig that, I imagine. I don't know, Enclave smells good too. I was gonna say, I like it more than Enclave in the opening, but going back to Enclave, that smells good too. These men's releases, this is a men's, I like these. Yeah, I think these are more interesting than some of the ones that have come out more recently in the past 2 to 3 years, we'll say. So there's a little bit of incense in here, but it's not heavy. There's not a whole bunch. It's not like Interlude or anything like that. It's like a sprinkling, like a dusting of incense in here. A little bit of a resinous feel, slight sweetness from that. Again, not heavy though. Another one that for me is gonna be more neutral weather, spring and fall. Get that iris in here, orris, a little bit of creaminess, bits of sweetness, but not too much, not heavy-handed, not syrupy, not synthetic smelling. This is good. I really like this. I think between the two, Enclave is the one that's gonna be more of an attention grabber. It's gonna be the one that if you're after compliments or things like that, Enclave, probably more that type of scent, but I really like this one. God, yeah. I'm gonna let these keep drying down and smell them after they've had a chance to dry down a little more. But for now, let's do Crimson Rocks. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a there's a healthy sheen, a Charlie sheen on my hand where I sprayed that fragrance on. So typical Amouage. Crimson Rocks. Ooh, that smells really good. The Mountain Steep. Ooh, this is nice. This is like a honeyed rose with some sweet spiciness. In the opening, this smells flippin' great. Fragrance for ladies, but damn, this is good. That is really nice. It's really, really nice. I'm pleasantly surprised here. I'd give that to my wife. Yeah, for sure. More an evening fragrance. Yeah, nighttime. More fall and winter. Not as much spring and summer, at least here in the opening. I keep dropping this, but all this says is those things I read you about the descriptions of the fragrances, and then saying that there's a press website if I want for more information, but I decided not to go that route. And then that they're gonna be launched around mid-September 2020, which I believe now is September 15th has been confirmed. Let me go ahead and work back through these, and then we'll wrap this video up. So Ashore is the first one I sprayed on right here. Yeah, this is a summery, beach time kind of fragrance. It's got that slight remembrance of sunscreen, suntan lotion. Of the four, it's the one that I'm least impressed by. That being said, as far as the two women's fragrances go, this one is the one that's the most versatile. This one smells, like I said before, very pleasing. It has this sweet spiciness to it. Cardamom, yeah, cardamom is what it smells like. It does have a hint of that slightly powdery note that I mentioned before. It's like rose. It does come across more like a fall time kind of scent to me right now, though spring, obviously, you could use it then as well. It's, like I said before, kind of a neutral season type of scent. I'd wear it more in winter than summer, though. Like I've said before, it's potentially a compliment puller kind of fragrance for some people out there who prefer their Amouage scents to be heavier, deeper, richer, more complex, more of a Middle Eastern influence. Then this could be a letdown. But if you're wanting Amouage fragrances to be more versatile, more wearability, things like that, you'll probably welcome this with open arms. And I'm not saying there is no complexity or no depth or no richness, because there is, but if you compare this to something like a Jubilation 25, there's a difference. Now let's check out Meander. This one is still interesting to me. It's harder to pick up individual notes in this fragrance. Everything is kind of like in together and swirling around. Yeah, it's a little bit creamy, slightly sweet. It has this familiar scent to it that I can't place. And I don't mean a familiar scent to another fragrance. It doesn't smell like any other fragrance that I've smelled, but like a real world kind of scent that I've smelled before, but I can't place it. Not here, not right now. I do really like it. Yeah, Enclave is much more attention grabbing when you smell it, as far as just straight up getting somebody's attention, having them notice you and smelling it and going in for another whiff. Yeah, Enclave all day, every day. And last up, Crimson Rocks. It's like you cooked a rose petal that was drenched in honey and like some sort of sweet spice. God, that's good. Of these four, the one that's most addictive to me is Crimson Rocks. Even though it's for ladies, like, I love that smell. Men's fragrances, Enclave is the most attention grabbing for sure. Meander, a little more interesting to me. This one's starting to come across more like a spring fragrance, though again, neutral weather, you can wear it in fall. These are very solid. My favorite of the bunch is Crimson Rocks, even though it's for ladies. Men's fragrances, you know, Meander's more interesting to me, and I think Enclave I would wear more often. So that may sound contradictory, but it's really not if you think about it. Really, really, really solid stuff. I have no clue how many of these were sent out, so you could end up seeing a ton of videos on these fragrances. I'm not sure, but I did think these were interesting. I wanted to check them out here on camera with my first impressions and just kind of see just initial impact, what I thought about them. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with me today. Thanks for your support, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys.